right, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. So thank you for tuning in. It's been a lot going on since the first week of my new job position. So first off, I want to start off by saying that every morning I get up to take my daughter to school, and then I just prep for my work day because I do work from home. So we did just recently have a snowstorm, so it is pretty bad out there, but that's Minnesota. We always have really big winters. We're so used to it, we just drive in it. So I do got a Range Rover Supercharge, older model. And it really does get through the snow. That's why I love it. I am still looking for a newer truck, but I am gonna take my time on that video because the one that got delivered, I just wasn't a fan of it just because it was a lower truck. And I know how our winters can get, so I don't need a small SUV. I need one that's gonna meet the needs of my weather conditions in Minnesota. So I'm not even going to put myself in a vehicle that's newer, and in certain weathers it won't hold up. I would rather just continue to drive my truck that's in the garage. But anyway, so that's that. But I wanted to check back in with you guys because it has been a crazy first week. This is now my second week. Today is Monday. And I thought I would check back in because the last video I posted is about me getting a new job. And I actually love it. My first day went very well. I have learned so much, went in so many meetings, so many trainings, but it is good information. I had a deep dive training into the finance because I'll be submitting work orders for new projects for new facilities, or no, existing facilities. We're not gonna be purchasing any new facilities at this time because everybody's remote. So it will be new projects on existing facilities. So I will be submitting purchase orders, work orders if they need repairs, or purchase orders for like any stuff that needs to be built or installed, like cameras or any door badges on the doors that don't exist or they were broken, so stuff like that. So I would need to know how to submit those purchase and work orders. So that kind of was the deep dive in the financial. They were showing me around the screens on where to go to submit the purchase order or work order. They call it a work authorization. Basically, you're authorizing that provider or vendor, who, whatever the company that we choose to do the electrical for our Hennepin County facilities, which we happen to work with one really good vendor. So it's basically giving a work authorization for that specific vendor to come and do work at our building. So we submit that work authorization. It's typically an estimate from that electric company saying this is how much it's gonna cost for us to do the electrical work for your building. And then we submit that work authorization saying, hey, we got the estimate, and it goes up to our finance team. But it first has to be approved. So I would get that submitted over, and then it'll go to either my manager or my supervisor for them to approve it. Then once it's approved, it goes to our finance and they sign off on it. And then once it's signed off, that person is, or that electrical company is good to go. So I learned about that. And I also learned about submitting tickets. When a person submits an IT ticket, it goes to this bucket. And then we have like these upfront IT representatives who get those triaged to the correct departments. Once it gets to my department, which we only handle like alarms. If the alarm went off at one of our facilities, the cameras are down, you need the badge door access for the internal employees, sheriffs or judges, or just anybody that works for the Hennepin County. And remember, there's a lot of departments within our Hennepin County. So if it goes down, then the ticket will be routed to our queue. And it's just me and my manager who handles it. But he's so busy, that's why they created this role. So I will be taking on that role. So on my first week, on day like 3, I already started taking those tickets. When they would get routed to us, I would type it up. And we got vendors that we work with for those issues. We have a vendor that we rely on to come out Once we receive a ticket, we'll send out a service request to that vendor saying, hey, can you go take a look at building, whatever the building is. Looks like they're having a duress alarm issue. If it's a battery that needs to be replaced, if it's just broken and it's sending a bad signal, alarming that something is wrong, and then it will just create sheriffs or police to come to a building where nothing's wrong. It's just that something's wrong with the alarm. So we submit that to the vendor to, hey, come out and take a look at that. They send us a invoice saying, hey, this is how much it cost. We were there for this many hours. Then again, that'll go back to me, and then I have to go into the finance system and say, well, let me make sure that you're not charging more than what it should have been. Let me read the notes. What did you go and do at the building? Then if I deem that, okay, I reviewed it, I approved it, then it goes to my manager to get it over to the finance, and then they're done. So I already started working on that day number 3. Like, I catch on very easily. When I'm giving a job or a position, I study what all my tasks are. I try to dive out there on my own and try to do it myself. Yes, he went over the training, but how I said to my manager, if you don't mind, may I take a look? May I dive out there and do this ticket? May I submit a work authorization request? And he let me do some of that. So I'm just very excited how the first week went. By day 5, I was responding to tickets very fast. And it's crazy because my manager is used to responding to the request right away. And when he hired me, and it only was my 5th day, so on Friday, which was 2 days ago because it's Monday, on Friday, we happened to have submitted like 2 tickets back to back as duplicate because I was already on top of it when he was trying to, he was in the mind frame because he's been doing it 3 years without getting any help. Then when he hired me, he was still in the mind frame of like, yep, I got to get it out. But I was already working on it. So we had submitted it to the vendor twice. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I forget Andrea's here and she's here to help me. And yes, I'm here. Like that's why you hired me. I'm going to do all these tasks. I got so much projects that you're giving me already that, yeah, I want to dive out there. So we ended up submitting duplicate tickets because I was already on it and he kind of forgot. And then, so let's talk about this week. So this week, we're not done with finance department. Finance department has multiple modules that we would be going over. So the first week, Wednesday, day number 3, because I had started on that Monday. So by day number 3, I had to do, it's called a deep dive into finance. Once we did that, there was like a 3-hour, 2.5-hour training. Then this week again, I think it would be on Wednesday or Thursday, I do another deep dive into the finance because there's more than one module because it's a lot to understand their finance and how they do it. It's a big system. There's so many things that we go over. I look at revenue documents. I look at projects that were already paid. I look at where our pool of money is being sitting in. So when we are approving a work authorization for a larger project, we have set aside money that's already reserved for projects. But once it starts to deplete and get lower, then because everything is given like a project number, and we could pull from that saying that this is for this large project. But as it starts to deplete, sometimes we keep enough money in there where, yeah, it's enough to cover whatever we need to do. But in some situations, it starts to deplete. If it's like a smaller project, I see that those deplete very fast. But for the larger projects, they set aside enough money to reserve it for that project. But for the smaller ones, I see that when it's a small project, sometimes the funds in that project are depleting. So you have to also look at, was there enough money to pay this vendor? They invoiced us $1,000 for this project. I showed that we only have $800 in the reserve. Well, we know we need some extra money, right? They need it. We're short. So then I would have to send a updated purchase order to get that approved by finance, saying that this is how much it costs. The estimate came, our reserve is low. This is what we were given by the estimate for the vendor. We would need additional funds to cover that. And then they work their magic, get the money in there. But we So what we would do is, if we short just that of money, we actually ask for more than that, so we can have extra funds in the account. So just because we need 200, we would still put in more money than that 200 that we needed, just so it can never be completely at zero, if that makes sense. So that's good. We'll be deep diving into that. I'm sure I'll be going to more meetings, because there's so many projects that are slated to be done in 2025. Yeah, so we got a lot going on, and then on top of me doing my daily job. So guys, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview on how my first week was. It was really fast, but the good news is I used to work as a revenue cycle management at Alina Health, and I kind of know this background of the finance thing, so it isn't that hard and overwhelming. And then also I worked under Hennepin County, so I kind of know some of their systems. Now there is some systems that I had to get access to that I never had prior to transferring to this other department. So I didn't know some of these systems. But so if you were like a person that just came off the street, never worked for Hennepin County, and got in this position, it will be quite harder for you to adapt really fast. Yes, you would be able to do it, of course. Everyone's going to be able to do it. I'm never going to doubt anybody's intelligence. I was just saying that a person that don't know the systems, of course, you would have to know the systems first to kind of follow along. So by the first week, it'll probably be a little tougher to start working on things. But so guys, I just wanted to take you along. Today, Monday, I'm going to try to at least do this once a week, so you can at least have some footage. I would love to do it, be able to do it twice a week, but I want to kind of focus on my job and learning more of that, and then maybe I can start filming more. But overall, I love it. I love my manager. Oh yeah, my manager sent an invite request for us to go have a welcome lunch, and that's happening this Friday. I want to see if I can take you along, but I think that'll be awkward. Like, why is she bringing her camera for a welcome lunch with me and her to welcome her to the department, and she's vlogging to YouTube? That would kind of be weird, so I may not do that. I don't want my manager to be like, why is she doing this? But I'm excited I get to choose the restaurant. It's all going to be paid for. And he lives pretty far, like 45 minutes away from where I live. So I don't know if we just want to meet in the middle at a common restaurant, but I'll go over the details with him to make sure that it's comfortable for both of us. But we're going to do that. I may just vlog me driving up to the restaurant, but not put anyone on the camera or the food or anything. But so guys, stay tuned for this video. Today I am wearing, I love these blazers. If you guys don't know, I go to Target for the cutest women blazers. I like their blazers for some reason. Yes, it is expensive for one blazer. So you will probably see me get a blazer on one paycheck, because I'm not going to deplete my savings to try to dress for a remote position now. I mean, I've been had work clothes anyway. It's just that I'm in a different type of job that I want to buy different type of things. But anyway, so this blazer did come from Target, and I am wearing it with a black blouse underneath, and I am wearing some black slacks, so nothing too major. I am not going to wear any heels most likely today, because again, I'm working from home. No need to do all that, but I do want to be presentable with my outfit, because I ended up being on camera all week actually when I started this position last week. So when I said in my first video about I got the job, and I kept saying, yeah, I don't know why I'm getting dressed, and I may be on a camera, maybe not. No, I ended up being on a camera all week. Multiple meetings, multiple departments, multiple facilities. We got to coordinate with these facilities for these projects. So you're talking to sheriffs at different jails and stuff. Then you're talking to probation centers. I was at finance meetings. So I was actually good. I was prepared to be on camera, because yes, I ended up having to have my video on. People didn't know me. They were chiming in to say, welcome, Andrea, and we're happy to have you here. So yeah, now note to self to just get dressed regardless, because just because you're remote in this type of position, you're gonna need your camera on. So that is that. So I will shut up now and I will just sit back and let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Just me submitting tickets and doing my job until I hop in with more trainings today. I'm just going to take the bull by its horns and continue to do what I already learned, because he's already shocked and very proud that, like, wow, you're catching on right away. Yeah, I don't want somebody to teach me things. I store it. If I can't remember it, I write it down, and I have plenty of notes to refer back to. So that's good that he's catching on. But yes, so I will see you guys in the new clip. I will just be vlogging me doing my daily task at work today. So stay tuned. And also, thank you for everyone who's been subscribing. I didn't think that these videos would be watched. I mean, who cares to watch people go to work or start a new job or buy a house or buy a car or whatever I'm doing. So I just appreciate all my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. Thank you for holding it down for me. So I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, so I'm gonna end this video out here. It looks like it's starting to pick up. I worked on a couple tickets that came in for our security. It looks like there were some duress alarms that were going off over the weekend. One badge reader broke, so we have to figure out a purchase order and get that sent over to get an estimate. And then I also have a meeting to go to. So thank you all for tuning into this video. I would try to do more in-depth videos with my job and just to answer more questions on what I actually do. So thank you guys for all tuning in, and I will definitely see you in the next clip. I'm sorry I don't typically end my vlogs out with a proper closing, so please, I apologize in advance. I want to get more detailed and in-depth with my job just so you guys can kind of get a full understanding. Technically, I'm supposed to have 2 of my monitors, but I only have one because I wanted to keep a smaller desk in my room, but now I'm thinking like, forget that. I think I want to put the smaller desk out there in the living room space and then put the bigger one in my room for now because it's more cozy in my room. So I don't know. That's just something I'm going to think about how to rearrange it in my house. But so thank you guys. I will see you in the next clip. I hope everybody have a wonderful day, and I will keep vlogging about my new job. Have a good one.